Welcome to TheoTrade. This is Don Kaufman. Here we are. It is November 21st, 2016. You are watching the Theo Night video. First and foremost, I'll kick it off with, wow, the S&P is all-time high. You know, you don't get to say that very often, except this year. We've said it dozens of times. S&P is all-time high. Moreover, the S&P product, the SPX, closed today just shy of 1200 on the button over here, not to mention the S&P futures also just shy of a nice big round number of 1200. But that's not what I'm going to talk to you about. What I am going to talk to you about, though, is specific to how overbought is this marketplace. Again, I'm a big time contrarian. I make no two ways about it, but you just have to kind of question how overbought the market is. And what I think the best thing to do, listen, I'm not a big market technician. I've never been a big market technician, but to display this, okay, I figure why not? I'll use a couple of technicals over here because I think it's best suited. Now, what you happen to be looking at is an RSI Laguerre, and that happens to be a Laguerre time function. It's a little bit different than a regular RSI. In addition to it, and I'll kind of display it over here, this is a study we've been using for a while, so this is actually your RSI right there. And down here happens to be a fractal energy. You know, when the fractal energy is kind of below this dashed line, it's supposed to mean it's out of energy. Again, up here, when it's pretty much a flat line, it's about as overbought as something could possibly get. But if you zoom out over here, there's areas where it's overbought even longer periods of time. Anyway, the whole theme of today's video is how overbought can we get? But there's a couple of areas here that you need to be extremely careful of. If somebody looks at a marketplace and just screams, it's overbought, on a statistical basis, we're an overcooked chicken at this point inside of the S&P. Moreover, take a look no further than the IWM. The IWM, if there's a product that you're going to want to be short, it's the IWM. All right, plain and simple, overbought. That isn't necessarily the case. The fractal energy in here, which is just, okay, ultimately showing you the move is dead. You can zoom out and you can look back. And again, if you're not into technicals, I get it, neither am I. But you can go back years and you will not see a fractal energy reading as low as the one that we're currently getting. What does that ultimately mean? It means, yes, the energy of this move has probably run out. However, that does not preclude the product from being able to grind a little bit higher at this point. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up, again, is to be able to display, if you will, overbought, oversold. Now, at the same time as I'm saying that, and again, I'm a big raging bear in this marketplace. I want everybody to know that I'm short, and I'm massively short. But there's areas that you have to be very careful at. There's pockets that can still rally and rally up substantially, and that is what you have to look for. Again, I think our best bet is to want to short into the Russell product. Okay, the SPX still makes me nervous. I'm going to show you exactly why. So here's the SPX, and again, I'm going to zoom in a little tighter time frame on here in 6 months. And kind of zoom in, you can see, yes, the SPX is overbought, the fractal energy is down. But the scary part of that is, go look at a stock like Google. Because Google is just coming out of oversold territory with fractal energy still relatively high. Again, when you're trying to use technicals, and me, I'm much more quantitative trader, but I worked with market technicians, for 15 years. I worked with market technicians. For 7 years, I worked directly with Jeff Bierman, a crazed market technician, of course, who we now employ here at TheoTrade. Nevertheless, you start to pick up a little bit about technicals. And one thing that would drive me crazy, somebody's screaming about the SPX being overbought. Then you look at a stock like Google, it's coming out of oversold territory. Let's go look at Amazon. Amazon just coming out of oversold territory. Let's go look at Apple. Apple coming out of oversold territory. Let's go look at Facebook. Okay? Facebook just starting to rise up out of oversold territory over here. So don't tell me that the entire marketplace is overbought. We've had a bifurcation, and now we have to consider very carefully an area where you need to be able to either get long and or short. Now, I don't see a whole lot of opportunity to the upside of the marketplace, not even in a Facebook, not in a Google, not in an Amazon. okay, even if you think there's going to be more upside potential at this point, I warn you of the downside risks. And again, appreciate that I am trying to do nothing more than protect capital for individuals that, and they look at, Facebook, it's an opportunity. I can buy it now at, 121. A couple of weeks ago, it was 133. It's an opportunity. The downside risks way out, like just huge in comparison to the upside potential of this, right? And you come over to the trade tab, and moreover, the implied volatility, it's already rather low on a relative basis, which means it's not an opportunity in any way, shape, or form to sell options premium, okay? And that's the perspective that you really need to have. And then again, you look at products like the XLF. Let's go look at the technicals of the XLF, all right? It's in overbought land and then some. All right. So products, okay, that you would want to consider to short over here. Obviously, the financials could be a great short opportunity. I am and happen to be short the financials, but I actually see more risk in shorting the financials right now. And because you've got some legislative risk out there, no question about it, However, the financials do have an opportunity, but the IWM, once again, is the product that you really want to consider the short opportunity on it. Now, how can you short the IWM? Well, you can go use the options. You can go use in-out spreads on there. Okay. Could you just outright short the IWM? Of course you could. Or you could trade the Russell futures. It goes on and on. The Russell futures is a big contract. They're actually splitting the Russell contract multiplier in just about a week and a half now too. They're going to split the contract multiplier, which is going to make the Russell a little easier ultimately to trade. Nevertheless, okay, look at the opportunities that are afforded to you right now. Again, the SPX in overbought territory and fractal energy is down. But when you start looking at some of the key components, like again, a Facebook, it's just coming out of oversold territory. And that unto itself leaves us in kind of a precarious place with the S&P. So rather than, again, you want to always be really, have reasons of wanting to short a product, right? Don't just go out there and go, I'm going to short it because the indicator gods told me to do it, right? It's the trade people. They told me to do it. No, you got to have, short something for a reason. And in this case, I'm actually giving you a reason to not step up into the SPX and moreover to look at the IWM because there is no good reason at this point where this product continues to explode higher. If you were short, the upside risk that you sustain is well worth it because the downside potential could be phenomenal. Think about it a little bit there. Thanks everybody for joining us here at TheoTrade. My name is Don Kaufman. I'll be on TheoTrade chat all throughout the course of this week. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.